David, I can't thank you enough for being with us on the CEO Global Network podcast today. I know you've got a lot going on, and so thank you so much for being with us. And just for all of our listeners, I just want to do a quick intro and just mention to everybody that you've held many important leadership positions at Compass Group. I'm just going to mention a couple of them, okay? President of Compass One and Support Services, that was your most recent, David? President of Chartwells and Quebec, President of Business and Industry Compass Group Canada, and President of Eurest. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Dining Services, David. I mean, so I just rhymed off like four president roles, leading a lot of people. I mean, you've been responsible for a lot of people throughout your career. You had a long, successful career with Compass Group. And now, and we're very fortunate, you're now a group leader and mentor with CEO Global Network. So, it's great to have you with us on the team, David. And so my first question kind of gets to that. Was the shift from president to mentoring presidents and CEOs, was that a natural next step for you, or was there a triggering event that basically brought that mentoring into focus as a very sensible next step for you and something you wanted to do?
That's a great question, John. I mean, when you look at like retirement, which was where I decided when I went to leave Compass after growing the company, being involved from 100 million to over 2 billion, and going through COVID, coming out of COVID, growing it back even bigger than it was pre-COVID, and decided, best time to leave is when you're sort of at the top of your game and the company's future is bright still. People reached out to me and they said, you've really impacted my career. You've helped me develop as a leader. And so one of the things that hit me as an inevitable next step was to do leadership coaching and mentoring. So I just, you and I connected. There was a number of conversations. And so when at the end of the day, I said, this is something that I'd love to do because I love people. I love seeing them succeed. And people have validated that I was help them grow in their careers.
Yeah, well, it's so great to have you on our team. I got to tell you, David, and you've helped so many people and develop their leadership skills over your long career. Next question: in your experience,
Mhm.
what separates a good CEO from a truly great CEO?
Let me define, John, what I feel are four attributes of a great CEO. First of all, number one, that they have emotional intelligence and empathy. And what I mean by that is they have the ability to talk to somebody on the shop floor or a customer service person in the trenches dealing with clients and customers every day, and then be able to half an hour turn around and field a phone call from the chairman of the board and have an intelligent conversation with them. So by having those skills, empathy and emotional intelligence, it will help them develop a great team and build a great team. Second, I would say, is being a visionary and a strategic thinker at the same time. And so that really means focusing on the right things to do the right things at the right time. And again, to get that skill, you have to have a thirst for continuous learning. So continuous learning helps with that. Number three, I would just say it is truly authentically caring for your people. This cannot be underestimated in any great CO. And then finally, of course, is that passion for great results and inspiring that with your team to achieve those great results. So, bottom line, I would say a good CEO has two or three of those attributes. A great CEO is mastering all four.
Yeah, no, that's terrific advice. Thank you for that, David. And you've worked with so many senior executives in so many capacities. Is there a blind spot? Is there a common blind spot that you see in senior executives, presidents, CEOs that you've had the opportunity to be with?
Yeah, I'll break that into two categories, John.
Okay.
Number one, with the business owners and entrepreneurs
Yes.
that have made every decision along the way when they've opened their business. As they scale their business, it's that ability to delegate because if they don't delegate, they're going to burn out. Right. So it's a different leadership style. They got to find the right people, empower the right people. And so on that journey, it's a different problem. And then a different problem than, let's say, the C suite executives. So their blind spot is often just developing that culture of accountability. And how I would define accountability is the mechanism by which results are consistently obtained. right? So getting those results consistently within a structured framework. And coupled with that, their second blind spot might be just focusing on the right priorities. For example, dealing with the people stuff, right, that need to be dealt with. I mean, problems just don't solve themselves by themselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. You've helped many leaders. How do you help leaders balance aggressive growth while maintaining a strong company culture?
Yeah. So John, first of all, I would like to think that those two concepts are not independent of one another. A company with a winning culture has a growth in its DNA. Everybody in the company really should have a growth mindset. So winning means growing, and it is 100% possible to have happy customers, happy associates, and achieve great results and grow at the same time. So that's my belief. So how would I coach that person? I would coach them to say they probably need a little bit of a culture reset because people's mindsets aren't in the right place.
Yeah, that's so. Thank you for that. So, when you look back at your own leadership journey, David, is there one principle? What is the one principle that you wish you had mastered earlier in your career? Is there something?
It's a great question, John, because it does make me reflect on when things went well, when things didn't go well. And for me, I would say it's really in that whole principle of change management. So there was companies we acquired, new businesses we took over from competitors, businesses that we took from self-operated operations to bring it into the Compass family. And when we did change management well, the results were good. When we didn't do it well, which was some of my change in earlier in my career, where I would actually say I failed, it's one of those things you got to learn from your failures, or at least the results should have been better or could have been better. And it all came down to change management. So there's so many stakeholders in a change that happens, whether it's internally in a company or externally with clients. You can't underestimate the impact of change on people and what's going to happen. And so as a result, I've really actually become a proponent of using project managers to hold people accountable to all the change that's going to happen within an organization and company when changes involves. Yeah, I'm a proponent of using project managers.
Well, that's an excellent idea. Thanks for sharing that with us, David. I have one last question for you, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay?
Sure.
And that question is, what advice do you give CEOs, senior execs, who feel isolated at the top and who lack on getting honest feedback?
Yes. I'd simply say join CO Global Network because part of the solution. And if really for four reasons. Number one, you're going to have a coach or mentor that's going to have your back. So you've got somebody there that's in your court the whole time. Number two, you're going to be able to run your biggest decisions by your peers and get their input into your opportunities and ideas and challenges. Number three, on the one-on-ones, your coach is going to be able to ask you the right questions to check your backswing to make sure that you've thought through everything that's involved in your next big decisions. You're thoughtfully thought through everything properly. And number four, which should not be underestimated, is CO Global has at its core value the idea of continuous learning. So you got webinars, you got speaker series, you have the opportunity to continuously learn and grow in your knowledge and wisdom. And I think that's something that an individual coach or mentor can't offer. But when you're part of that bigger organization, you're going to get opportunities to grow and gain further wisdom in your career. So I just think it's a wonderful organization. And I think it's the bottom line, join CO Global Network.
Thank you. So that's a wonderful thought to close this interview with. And I can't thank you enough, David, for being on the CEO Global Network podcast today. A lot of words of wisdom there. I mean, I really respect the depth of your leadership experience. And any CEO, any business owner who is looking for a mentor, okay, contact David, contact CEO Global Network, because David, one of the things that's really critical for being a successful mentor and working with CEOs and presidents is, yes, the business experience is critical. You got to have that business, you've sat in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it's like, but you also got to have a big heart in your chest too, David? And I know
100%.
you have that. You truly, genuinely care about people, and that's a differentiator. It's a differentiator. It's so important, so important. So thank you so much for being with us today, David. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure, John. Thank you.